Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, Mr. Hendi and everyone who are watching this video. Okay, let me introduce myself first. So my name is Fatwadika Adinia Dakoranis with students number 22014210008. Okay, in this occasion, I'd like to answer several questions that available on Elena in order to complete my final exam of cross-cultural understanding course. Okay, so there are three questions that are available on Elena. The first one is about the importance of cross-cultural understanding in modern business, especially for Gen Z. And then the second one is some factors which may cause cultural misunderstanding. And then the last one is the example of cross-cultural understanding in modern business that we can find in our everyday life, including online and offline business setting. And perhaps later I will elaborate the example by comparing our culture and another culture in another country. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, let's start from the first question, namely, what is the importance of cross-cultural understanding in modern business, especially for Gen Z? Yeah, everyone, we have to know that there are so many important things to understanding cross-cultural. So the first one is globalization and diverse workforce. Modern business operates in a globalized environment. As Gen Z, we will collaborate with our partners and then clients, colleagues from different cultural backgrounds. And Gen Z, as the newest generation that entering the workforce, will encounter diverse teams and international markets. So that's why understanding different cultures is crucial for effective communication and collaboration. Moreover, Gen Z grew up with technology and making them digitally fluent. And then cross-cultural understanding will help them to navigate virtual collaboration and then video conferences and online interactions with the colleagues and the worldwide. And then the second one is the effective of communication. Cross-cultural understanding will help bridge communication gaps. Gen Z employees need to adapt their communication styles to resonate with colleagues from various cultures. And being aware of cultural nuances, nonverbal cues, and language differences ensures smoother interactions. And then the next is innovation and creativity. Exposure to diverse perspectives fosters creativity and innovation. Gen Z can draw inspiration from different cultural contexts, and then leading to fresh ideas and problem-solving approaches. Companies that embrace cross-cultural diversity often outperform their competitors due to this creative synergy. And then the next is avoiding misunderstanding and conflict. Misunderstanding arising from cultural differences can lead to conflict and affecting team dynamics and productivity. Gen Z professionals who appreciate cultural diversity are better equipped to navigate potential pitfalls and maintain positive relationships. And then the next one is global business expansion. Businesses expand internationally to tap into new markets. Gen Z employees who understand the cultural norms, consumer behavior, and business practice in different regions can contribute significantly to this expansion. And then, cross-cultural competence enable successful market entry and sustainable growth. And then the last one is talent attraction and retention. Gen Z values diversity and inclusion. Companies that prioritize cross-cultural understanding attract top talent from diverse backgrounds. A culturally aware workplace fosters a sense of belonging, leading to higher employee retention rates. Thus, we can conclude that cross-cultural understanding enhances communication, drives innovations, and ensures successfully global business operations. And Gen Z's ability to embrace cultural diversity will be a valuable asset in evolving the corporate landscape. Alright, so we move on to the next questions. Question number 2, that is about some factors that might cause the cultural misunderstanding. So there are some factors as well. The first factor is ethnocentrism. Ethnocentrism refers to the belief that one's own group, ethnicity, and then or nationality is superior to others. When people judge other cultures based on their cultural norms, it can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts. Each culture has its own norms regarding behavior, ethics, and social interactions. And then, what is considered polite or appropriate in culture may be offensive in another. And then, the second one is different definition of right and wrong. So, actions and behaviors that seem acceptable in one culture may be offensive or inappropriate in another. And then the third one is communication differences. Language barriers, communication styles, and nonverbal cues can create misunderstanding. For example, direct communication may be valued in some cultures, while others prefer indirect or context-dependent communication. And then the fourth is stereotypes and prejudice. When people rely on stereotypes, they may misinterpret behaviors or intentions that leading to misunderstanding. And then contextual differences. Context is really matters. Why? Because the same action can have different meanings in different situations. For example, a gesture that signifies agreement in one culture might mean disagreement in another. So we have to be careful about that. And then body language gesture. Yes, nonverbal cues vary across cultures. A simple nod, handshake, and eye contact, and then can convey different messages depending on cultural context. And then time perception. Some cultures may prioritize punctuality, while others have a more relaxed and then misunderstanding can occur when people from different cultural backgrounds interpret lateness differently. And then there are also high context versus low context cultures. So high context cultures rely on implicit communication such as context, relationship, and shared history. And low context cultures emphasize explicit communication like clear and direct messages. Mismatched expectations can lead to confusion. Okay everyone, so this is the last question that is related to the example of cross-cultural understanding in business, including offline and online setting that occurred in our daily life. And as I said before in the first video, that I'm going to tell the example by comparing our culture in Indonesia and another culture in other country, especially it is America, yes, or United States. So the cultural between Indonesian and American is really different indeed, I'm sure that. And then so what are they? So the first one is communication styles. Indonesians often use polite language and avoid direct refusal, and in decision making involves consensus and individual achievements are attributed to the team. Meanwhile, with the American or the United States, colleagues address each other by the first name, fostering an egalitarian workplace. In Indonesia, it's different. We have to greet them with Bapak or Ibu instead of calling our partner or our colleagues by saying the first name. And then in American or in United States, decision making tends to be more autonomous, emphasizing individual contribution. And then hierarchy and respect. Yes, as I said before, that in Indonesia, strict hierarchy that exists, that employees address the bosses with proper titles such as Bapak or Ibu, and then after that they mention the title behind the name, and something like that. And then meanwhile in United States, colleagues regardless of age or position address each other by saying the first name, by calling the first name, such as John or something like that. And time management, that's also different in the business in Indonesia and in US. The time management in Indonesia, we often heard about jam karet or rubber time. Yes, punctuality is flexible due to traffic and cultural norms. Meanwhile, in United States, strict punctuality is expected. Arriving late can be perceived as unprofessional. Perhaps in Indonesia also, some companies that have real regulations that we have to obey the regulations. So it's not all of companies in Indonesia that has a jam karet or rubber time, that the time is very flexible, so it backs to depend on the companies itself. Okay, so the next is building relationships. Building relationships in Indonesia and in United States also different. Establishing rapport is very crucial in Indonesia. Like small talk and personal connections are really matter. And then such as sharing meals and or attending community events, it can build a trust. Meanwhile, in United States, networking is active. Elevator pitches succinctly introduces the professionals, and then building relationships often happens during networking events. So it's different in Indonesia. Perhaps we have to attend to their events, like offline event. Meanwhile, in United States, prefer to do it during networking events, something like that. And then direct and indirect communication. Okay, so in Indonesia, Indonesian may avoid saying no directly. Yeah, they just if they get over something, such as perhaps meals, but the person is refused that they will not say no, but instead of saying no, they will say yes, but the gesture also like yeah, we can say a little bit shy. And then meanwhile in United States, if they are offered with the meals, like oh okay, this is for you, they usually oh no thank you directly. It's different. In Indonesia, they didn't say directly to say no, but in US they directly to say no if they don't want to eat that. They refuse that over something like that. And then the next example is business ethic. In Indonesia and the US is very different. In Indonesia, balancing formality and warmth in emails interactions. Meanwhile, in the United States, using professional language and adhering to formalities. So, in conclusion, that cross-cultural understanding can involve adapting to different communication styles, respecting hierarchy, and then valuing time and building relationships, and being culturally aware and hence successfully business interactions with the countries in another world, something like that. So I think that's all for me. I hope that is answered the 3 questions, and I do apologize if there are any mistakes during I answer this. And the last I say, thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.